Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve. I sell real estate here in Surrey and the Fraser Valley. Today's video is focused specifically on townhouses in the city of Surrey's 4 major areas. Those areas are defined by the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board as North Surrey, Surrey, South Surrey, White Rock, and Cloverdale. If you missed the first 2 videos on the market in general and also one on the detached market, go ahead and search those up on my channel in case you're looking for information about the whole market or the detached market instead of this video, which is only going to look at townhouses. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to stay up to date here on my local market as well as what's happening in the province of British Columbia and across Canada. And I'd absolutely love it if you could help me grow this channel by clicking the like button for the YouTube algorithm, helping me push this video out to more people just like you. And if you're interested in the numbers pertaining to Surrey townhouses because you live in one, please go ahead and let me know down below in the comments which neighborhood you're watching from within the city. And with that said, let's dive into the statistics and pricing for City of Surrey townhouses. Okay, so hopping into Stat Center provided by the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. The blue line that we're going to be looking at is North Surrey. The red line is Surrey. That's kind of the middle. I call it the belt of Surrey, Newton, Sullivan, Panorama. South Surrey, White Rock. Unfortunately, we can't break out White Rock for this means. And then Cloverdale, which a lot of people don't realize is actually Surrey. This goes back all the way to 2005. What I want to do here is zoom this in on 3 years and expand the graph so you can see just how bad the market is getting. All right. Obviously, the townhouse market saw a crazy run up like it did everywhere else. And the number you're looking at right here is the most accurate determiner of price in any given area, and that is called the HPI, which stands for House Price Index, which is a number calculated by much smarter people than me. All right, so obviously things are coming down. The market peaked in townhouses back in March, as it did in most sectors. North Surrey, I'm going to just show you the top and bottom because this is the most important part of this whole thing here. The market peaked in North Surrey at $862 in townhouses. Currently, that's down by $80,000 down to $790, let's say, a little bit less than that. So we're down at this point, but year over year, still up 22%. Next up is Surrey at $969. That is down almost $100,000 to $875. South Surrey, White Rock, which is always the most expensive area, if you know anything about the area, $1,063,000. Currently down $100,000 as well, so percentage-wise doing a little bit better than some areas. And then Cloverdale was up at $970, and it's just no surprise here after watching the first 2 videos. Cloverdale is taking a hit. Cloverdale seems to be taking the biggest hit right now. $970 down to just over $850. And I mean, that pattern is continuing. One thing I want to look at right now, you will see that we saw a deep spike everywhere except Cloverdale, which continues to fall. Everybody else is kind of seeing this little bit of a smoothing, I guess. And I think that's what we're going to see over the next little bit. I think the worst fall is, sorry if you disagree with me in the comments, I'm sure you'll let me know, but I think the worst of the fall is already done. But one thing I do like to do is go and see where we are today. For instance, in Cloverdale, that is doing so bad right now, $853. How far back in time do we have to do? Like, how much have we lost? So I want to go back and find Cloverdale $853, and we are still above in Cloverdale December's prices. So Cloverdale has not yet lost, I'm sure they will by next month, but has not yet lost 2022 prices. And that number would have to drop so low to lose 2021. That number would have to go back down to 615. And again, they're currently sitting at 850. So we need almost another $240,000 to come off. Is it possible? Sure. I'm not sure. I agree that that's what will happen. Same thing in White Rock. The top being $1,063,000, currently now at $960. Let's go back and see when we found $960 in South Surrey, White Rock, and December. So we're still not even back out of the current year. I guess that's soothing for everybody that didn't buy earlier this year. Median price, I hate it. You're going to see the lines are much more jagged. It is only the middle. Median means the middle price. So if 10 properties sold, or let's call it 11 for easy math, it would be the 6th property on the list. It's that smack in the middle one. So that's what median price is. Down, obviously, substantially. Median prices did seem to peak earlier. We noticed that with the detached and the detached video as well. Average price, I also hate it because obviously South Surrey is not going up in value right now, but average price says it's going up. So I think we will continue to see that decline. Average price in South Surrey White Rock was $114, currently sitting $110,000 below that in townhouses. So you've seen almost exactly a 10% decline since the peak of the market. But all of these markets year over year, North Surrey's up 8% still, South Surrey's still up 20%. Number of sales is interesting. Townhouses are starting to see the slide below a regular number of sales. Now, when we saw this crazy amount of sales, this is where I like to zoom out. We were going a million miles an hour back when we had, let's go back a year. And the city of, or Surrey, I guess the middle Surrey, it's very tough to kind of define this. The middle Surrey, 130 homes sold last July. This year, 56. So we're seeing, almost basically a third of what actually sold. But that was in an extreme market. So you're going to hear the news media say, we're down whatever, 75% or 60% or whatever it is. That was off of extreme highs. And I like to go back to 2019 because it was not a good year in real estate. January 2019, Surrey saw 46 sales, and last month they saw 56. So we're still doing better than some of the dumps of 2018 and 2019. And don't even get me started going back to 2013 when there was just a ton less selling. New listings coming to the market. This is the part that kind of shocked me. The amount of new listings that came to the market in April was insane, or even March in again, that same area in Surrey. But this is no different, with the exception a little bit of North Surrey. Inventory is coming off, right? There's not a lot of new listings coming to the market. And I think that's because people are finally getting the message they're not going to get these prices. So there's a bunch of people that are going to take property off the market. And let's face it, there's a bunch of people that don't qualify for their next move up home anymore because interest rates have increased so high. But relatively speaking, it's nothing like it was December 2016, and that was a hot market, right? There's nothing like it was. It's getting closer to what it was December 2015. The weird part, though, right now is I'm seeing this is happening in the summer, right? The summer should be a little bit busier than November, so we could be dipping a little bit lower over the next little bit. Active listings on the market. This is slightly where I feel like it should be, but we are seeing things downturn a little bit. So active listings is not just the new listings, but all the accumulative listings. Previously, Surrey has seen the downturn. Cloverdale has seen the downturn, but South Surrey is holding firm and North Surrey is going up. So the more inventory we get clogging up the market or staying on the market longer, even those fake people that aren't really selling only if they can get their price, this is where we can really see if this shoots up, we're going to definitely get into a heavy buyer's market if we are not already in one. And I'm going to go back here and say, you know what? In townhouses, the amount of actives is actually starting to get back to very traditional levels. This was not the way in the detached homes. So something to consider there. That this is probably the only asset class where the active listings are starting to stack up a little bit. So that means it's going to be a little bit harder to, in the coming months, sell a townhouse versus other ones. This is hilarious. This must be an error. I'm assuming this is an error or there was nothing for sale, but this is actives and sale ratio. So how many sales are there for every active listing? Obviously, we were at crazy highs in 2016 where 100% of the properties weren't, everything was selling. Absolutely everything was selling. And we got to a spot in 2016 where 181% of the properties sold that were on the market, townhouses in Cloverdale. But look at this. Like, this must be an error. There must have been 20 properties on the market already, and they all sold in that month, and no new ones came to the market. Like 662% consumption. So it took everything off the market 6 times over, meaning that's what pushed prices up so high in Cloverdale. What I'm going to do is delete Cloverdale, and this will help us look a little bit more at the market. Now we are sitting at 17. I mean, we are entering in a buyer's market in Surrey for sure. We're almost still balanced in South Surrey and North Surrey as far as active to sales go. I'm going to add back in Cloverdale real quick for everybody. And Cloverdale's sitting at 20. Like, Cloverdale's not bad. Still 1 in 5 properties are selling in Cloverdale. So I think the key there is you just have to make sure if there's 10 properties that are comparable to yours in Cloverdale right now, you got to be number 1 because that's your chance, right? Or number 1 and 2, because number 8 on the list is not selling. Percentage of original price coming back down to normal, back to that 96.5-ish%. North Surrey doing the best actually at 98% in townhomes. And price per square foot. Now, price per square foot makes a ton more sense in townhomes than it does in detached homes because you have very, very similar units. But you're seeing that it was up as high as about 700, between 650 and 750 in each area. And now that is dropping substantially. You're talking like 550 to 700. Price per square foot, even though North Surrey is not the highest price point, price per square foot in North Surrey is higher. I think that has to do with proximity to SkyTrain, smaller units, more city life up there than the suburban life that is in South Surrey and everywhere else. And then the real indicator, which is days on market. Currently, July of this year, we have property, and this is average this time. I did median last time. I'm going to do average right now. The average property is still selling under 30 days, 26 days in North Surrey, and 17 days on the market, which when we look back here at 2018 in a pretty dumpy market, it was pretty, I mean, we're not even close. We're not even close to what late 2019 was doing for days on the market. So properties are still selling faster. The problem is fewer properties are selling. So the good ones are selling again within the 30-day window. When I go to median, that number is going to drop down to 50. It's almost identical to the detached market. So if you're not sold, if you don't have an offer on your property within the first 2 weeks in townhouses, I would say you're probably overpriced and you should expect a price reduction. But 14 days on the market is nothing. I know I sound like a broken record. Go back to December 2008 when we actually had a real financial crisis, and we had the average property that sold took 2 months, and then it's not uncommon over the years to be 30 to 45 days. So there you have it. That's what the townhouse market is doing in Surrey. Relatively speaking, for sure, prices are coming down. Days on market, not that bad. I know there's doom and gloom out there. I'm telling you, it's not nearly as bad as a regular market used to be, right? It's just maybe I've been around too long, but that seems to be it. But if you're not sure how to interpret this data, or if I haven't done a good enough job for you here today, and you need my own personalized advice in the city of Surrey or the Fraser Valley, you can book a call with me right now down below in the description with just a few simple clicks, so we can either help you in or out of a Surrey townhouse. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and click the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and we'll see you in a couple of days.